All right, guys. Because of the photos I put in on my community page on this channel, uh, I want to explain a few things. Uh, the dog that I was showing you, Boots, he's a 100% AKC registered, full blooded chocolate lab. Now, he was the reason why they bought this dog is somewhere along the line, he's going to be trained to be a service dog for my grandchild. Um, in this video, folks, there's some sad things in that I'm going to tell you about, but this isn't I don't mean this to be a sad video. I mean it to be a positive video, actually. But I got to tell you the story. Now, 3 years ago, when my granddaughter was born, was the beginning of you know what. Well, she, the day she was born, she was actually born 6 weeks early. Um, I get told one morning that this was after my wife had done went to work. My son had done went to work. His wife was home. And I believe she was working. I believe from home because her job she works from home, but she was on leave because she was pregnant and having problems with the pregnancy. So she was already home on leave, on pregnancy leave. She wasn't actually working. But I get told that she is being rushed to the hospital. My son is is headed over there with her. We already know they're not letting people in the hospital other than like one person in with a family member. In some cases they wouldn't let any in. I couldn't wear a mask, and they was forcing that at all hospitals that you couldn't even go in without a mask on. So I wasn't going to fight it to go down there and fight these people. There was enough problems going on with my family. Well, they ended up having to rush um, the baby after she was born. They had to rush her to the Akron Children's Hospital. She spent a lot of time, a lot of the first year of her life in that hospital. But whatever happened, the oxygen was cut off to her. Uh, so there was things that happened to her, like they say she's got cerebral palsy. She does have seizures. She's not having as many now as she had in her first probably year and a half. Um, she does have, I don't know what the name of it is. The way they explained it to me is that her maturing process is slowed way down. Where a normal 3 year old child be walking and talking and getting into trouble and stuff, she's not even crawling yet. She is saying words. Her body's getting stronger to where she's able to hold herself up more. So I'm sure crawling ain't gonna come far behind that. I'm hoping. Um, she does use a wheelchair. She does even go to a school where they're working with her too a couple of times a week. So, but she is a disabled child from these things that are wrong with her. Now, uh, on that morning, my son had already been over at the hospital, uh, where the hospital here in Boardman, where his wife and the baby was born. But his wife was there, and they ended up moving her out to the children's the hospital out there because of the baby and her. That way they could be together. So my son was out there, and that's about an hour and 10 minute drive from where they were living. he had told me that she started bleeding real bad that morning, and that there was blood all over the house. So I told him I was going to go over there and get everything cleaned up and everything for him not to worry about it. And he said he was going to head in, and he had to get some clothes and stuff for himself because he was going to be up there a while and get some other things. So, but I go to his house and I go inside people, and I can only describe it as it looked like somebody cut somebody up with an axe in the bed and then dragged them into the bathroom and into the tub. My daughter-in-law was home by herself. She did not, or she realized she was bleeding, and when she got up out of the bed, she was bleeding real bad. So she went in and got in the tub, thinking that would keep it from being even a bigger mess. And people, this scene was it was gory at best, man. I've never seen so much blood and somebody not be dead. But I got all this stuff cleaned up and everything, and my son come in and he was like, he's going, man, what am I going to do? You know, my daughter barely survived. You know, she's barely alive. My wife's up there in trouble. And I just looked at him and said, man, you got to do what you got to do. And first foremost, you got to be a husband. Your wife's up there. She needs you standing there with her. Secondly, you got to be a father. So you just go up there. Don't worry about that baby right now, baby. And I told him them babies are strong. They can fight through a lot of stuff. So don't worry about the baby. Help your wife. The baby's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. And he did. He went up there and we got all through all this. Now, like I said, her learning she's about half of what her actual age is. Her learning is. So one day she could be all caught up. She might still have trouble walking or something because of the cerebral palsy, but she could still be all caught up with all the people of her age. So that's what we're hoping for. A lot of prayers being done for her. And I'll tell you what, folks, this little girl, no matter where she goes, people come up to her and talking to her, and she can put a smile on everybody's face just by her smiling. And she's pretty special. I wouldn't trade her for nobody, that's for sure. She's pulled our family even closer together, and we were pretty tight in the first place. So, but that's just to give you a little rundown on the dog, Boots, and my granddaughter, because I know people ask, and it's too hard for me to go into everything in a comment. I mean, it ends up turning into a book. So I just do this little video about it, and if you see it, it'll answer your question if you had one. Let's see, what else? I think that's all I had to really talk about on this one, but I try to do something every day. Good, bad, funny, whatever. If you want to give evil consent, people, run out there and vote. Don't matter for who, just run out there and vote. But make sure you get all your boosters before you do. God loves you. I love you. Follow Jesus' path. He didn't vote or take shots. He didn't, folks. Love you.